Welcome to Lottery Again. My name is Aro John Obizo. But if you're just joining for the first time, we'll say a very big welcome to you. To all our returning subscribers, we say a very big thank you to you for always joining in at every particular episode and actually following us through. If you're just joining for the first time and you're yet to subscribe, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notification so that you can be always notified when a new episode drops. How una deal? Waiting there happened. Hope you're good. So in this particular episode, we're talking about something very interesting. A very interesting provision of the law that many Nigerians are not totally aware of. Now, I will be drawing your mind to the provision of Section 515 of the Criminal Code of Nigeria. So at this point, let's take a look at the provision of Section 515 of the Criminal Code of Nigeria to actually know what it actually provides for. It's very important. I'm sure if you have your phone or your device, you can actually check out the provision of Section 515 on Google, or you can actually open your criminal code. Now it says every person who, knowing that a person desires to commit or is committing a felony, fails to use all reasonable means to prevent the commission or completion thereof, is guilty of a misdemeanor and is liable to imprisonment for 2 years. I'll read again. This is Section 515 of the Criminal Code Act of Nigeria. It says every person who, knowing that a person designs to commit or is committing a felony, fails to use all reasonable means to prevent the commission or completion thereof, is guilty of a misdemeanor and is liable to imprisonment for 2 years. Yes, what this is basically saying that if you know, if to the best of your knowledge you are aware that someone intends to commit a crime or someone is committing a crime and you do not take any reasonable step, any reasonable measure, emphasis on reasonable, any reasonable measure to actually prevent the actual furtherance or performance of the crime, or you don't take any step to prevent the completion thereof of that crime, you are liable to a misdemeanor and you are liable to be sentenced to 2 years imprisonment upon conviction. So it actually means that when you know that a person intends to commit a crime or a person is committing a crime, you have a responsibility and a duty to ensure that you either prevent that particular intention or that particular design or plan you prevent it from coming into existence, or if you know that the crime is already being committed, you take all reasonable steps to prevent its completion. Yeah. I'm sure some of us will be like, but you know, concern me. The law is saying whether it concerns you or not, you have a duty. The law has created a duty. Section 515 of the Criminal Code creates that duty on every Nigerian citizen to make sure that you take every step to ensure that no crime or no ill is being perpetrated around you or to the best of your knowledge. But now, the English offense, when you talk about the English offense, like what will happen that will constitute your liability or culpability for this offense? One, it must be established that you know there's knowledge. There's a knowledge of the particular design to commit a crime on the part of another person, or there's that knowledge that a crime is ongoing. The knowledge. Then two, the omission to take any act, to do anything. Let's say, for example, now, you own a house or you tenant a particular house, and you come in front of the house and you see that maybe a young man is trying to rape a lady, and you just stay and watch. And after looking like it doesn't concern you, you walked away. Or you just stay there and try to know what is happening. After you figure out, this guy is trying to rape you just went back to your house and locked the door. That omission to do any particular thing at that time can lead or result in your culpability under Section 515. For example, you now ask, but how would they catch me? Now, maybe unfortunately or fortunately, there happened to be a CCTV camera, and when they were reviewing the footage, it was actually seen that, you came out at this particular, the camera actually showed you can be identified, and you showed that, you came out at that particular time, you saw that, this man was raping this lady, and you just kept mute. You just and went back inside and acted like nothing happened, or you just saw them and you just went past. You can, under Section 515, be actually culpable for that failure to actually prevent the commission. It could be that at that point the lady has not been raped, or the man was still planning the process of planning to rape the lady, or was started already. It is your duty. The law creates that duty. Let me use the word duty of care to our neighbors and to ourselves, to ensure that at all times we assist in policing and eradicating crime out of our environment. Like I said, this is not a situation of, it not concern me, not my business, how will it affect me? it affects you. The law places that obligation and responsibility on you to make sure that once you have knowledge that a particular crime is about to be committed or a particular crime is committed, you take all reasonable steps. Now, reasonable, emphasis on reasonable. We are not saying that when you see armed robbers, first some people are robbing, or you see some people robbing, you don't know whether they are armed or not. You go and shout, hey, 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 jump in their front and start making noise. Oh, okay, they will shoot you or they will stab you or they will kill you. It says reasonable step. You can always get to a vantage point, a safe point, and raise alarm. Now, most times, this is one provision of the criminal code that is not so much um, enforced, because the problem is how do you establish or prove the knowledge of that particular person? It's usually a problem proving that, oh, this particular person knew about the commission of a crime, but there are certain instances that where the facts will point to the fact that you knew. For example, you're in a particular house with a particular person. To the best of your knowledge, he owns a gun. He owns a gun. You know he's not in law enforcement. He owns a gun. You see the gun every day. Every day is your phone. He's always cleaning it. You know he goes out with the gun. But you're saying, oh, okay, you don't know whether he uses it to rob, but you know that he takes it every day. If he goes out with the gun, in the morning he returns with the gun, he cleans it and keep it to you. Best of your knowledge, because you people stay in the same room, he's your friend, your guy. You're like, you don't know, yeah, but you know he carries a gun. The fact that you knew that he actually owns that gun and failed to take any acts to actually report that yes, someone is actually unlawfully in possession of gun, actually could create that culpability on your part. Because if that gun is used to create a crime, for example, he's holding a gun, you know that, oh, he had an issue with somebody, he comes back like, where my gun, he picks his gun and rushes out of the house. At that particular time, you know that gun, he intends to use to do something. But you don't take any step, you just keep your and my guy, he go handle himself. The laws can basically establish your culpability. You are arrested and charged under section 515, and it's established that you actually knew that yes, he had that particular gun and he rushed back to come and pick the gun, but you couldn't tell what he wanted to use at that particular time, but you knew that he intended to use the gun. You can actually be held culpable and liable under section 515. Now, the crazy thing about section 515 is it doesn't matter whether the particular offense was eventually committed. The fact that a person planned to commit a crime and for one reason or the other, that commission of crime was thwarted, it doesn't mean the fact that you knew and failed to actually prevent the commission of that crime or the completion thereof. It's nobody's business. You are culpable. You are liable under section 515. Are you surprised? Are you surprised? I'm sure you must be surprised, actually. Yes. The fact that you are aware that they plan to commit that crime. For example, you have a roommate. And in your presence there, your roommate comes back with his guys, distributing gun and talking about how they want to kill Mr. B, Mr. A. Yes, you were not part of the people that planned to kill Mr. A. You're not the one that bought the gun. You didn't sponsor their movement or anything. But you had knowledge of the fact that they were going to kill Mr. A, assassinate him. And you didn't say anything. For some reason, they on their way going and police arrest them and nab them with all this thing. And they now trace back that, oh, this was their place of vantage point of meeting. Eyewitness places them that they were at this house when they held their meeting and all that. And it can establish that you were in the room at that particular time they had the meeting. Even if they say, oh, okay, okay, you know, follow us, or no, you know, be part of that senator, but was he in the room? Yes. Was he aware? Yes. They can point you and place you that, yes, you were there when the particular conspiracy happened. The fact that you failed to take any step to stop it is enough culpability. So you see the reason why you have to take necessary steps to ensure that you do well to prevent the particular carrying out. You do well to prevent the carrying out of any crime once you are aware of their plan to do so, or you prevent the completion of the crime. So under the provision of section 515, there's that obligation in every Nigerian to ensure that you do well to prevent the commission of a crime, either at the stage when it is still being planned or at the part that it has been so you put to effect. You can you take every reasonable step to make sure that if it's in the case where they are still planning, you prevent the plan from coming into effect. If it is where the crime is already ongoing, you do everything reasonable, you take every reasonable step to make sure that the particular crime is stopped and halted at that particular time. When you talk about reasonable step, you can do well to raise alarm if you're in a place where there are people, there are large number of persons. You can raise alarm so that people could be aware this particular crime is ongoing. Or if there's no particular person at that point to which that you can signal or make a distress call to, you do well to call the police. They are toll-free numbers. Although we know in this part of the world, most times our police may not be so responsive when you call them, but you can you cannot afford to not try. You only have to try and hope that they actually come to the rescue, or they come to actually prevent the particular crime from either going on or from being completed. So this is Law 3 in Nigeria. I hope you've been able to learn that in Nigeria, under section 515 of the criminal code, you have an obligation to ensure that crime is prevented from either happening or from being completed. Don't forget, the security of our society is not just a duty for the police, it's something for all of us to actually partake in, because when it's up, now all of us will suffer. My name remains Aaron John Obisoba. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Once again, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notification. Until we see our next episode, keep being good and stay out of anything that will put you in wala. Thank you for watching.